Okay, well, our goal today, or our learning target, is to get you better at chemical equations. Specifically, we want you to be able to describe how chemical equations work, and then whatever goes into a chemical equation is different than what comes out. We want you to understand that also. So let's get started. Your job today will be to follow along as I'm going through this and take your notes, and then do the sample problems and record your answers. And then finally, do all the practice problems, and when you're all done with them, turn them in to me, and we'll give you another chance at the test, okay? All right, let's start. The thing you need to know about chemical equations is they're simple, really simple. Basically, they're just recipes. So the stuff on the left-hand side, the B2, the S, and the C, those are your ingredients, kind of like chocolate chip cookies, where you add your sugar, your chocolate chips, your flour. We sometimes call those your reactants. The second part of the chemical equation is this arrow here. The arrow represents energy. Sometimes in chemical equations, energy goes in, and sometimes it comes out. And then finally, the stuff on the right-hand side of the arrow is what's made. It's the final product. So you have your reactants, your energy, and then finally your product. So how do you read these things? Well, first of all, you need to know what the letters mean. In this case, this is a chemical equation or recipe for making a sandwich. So when you look at the B there, the B stands for bread. And next to it, there's this number 2 here. That means you have 2 slices of bread. So the question then is what is the S? Well, first of all, understand that when there's only an S and no number next to it, it means that you have one of them. In this case, it's one of my favorites. 1 slice of Swiss cheese. Next, still part of my ingredients, is the C. The C here again has a 1 because there's only one of them. And that one piece is a piece of cheddar. So far we have 2B, which is 2 slices of bread, 1S, which is 1 slice of Swiss cheese, and 1C, which is 1 slice of cheddar. To make this sandwich, because I'm making a grilled cheese sandwich, we need to add some energy. That's where the arrow comes in. And then finally, how many grilled cheese does it make? Well, there's no number after the G, so we assume that it's 1. Now, when you look at this whole thing together, if you just took bread, Swiss cheese, and a piece of cheddar cheese that didn't have the energy, you would never get this new product. What's on the left goes in, but something new on the outside, on the right side, comes out. Let's look at another equation here. On the left-hand side of photosynthesis is our ingredients. The arrow here represents energy, and in this case, the energy comes from the sun. So we've got carbon dioxide coming into our plant, we've got water coming into our plant, along with some sunlight, and that makes our final product, which is sugar and oxygen. Obviously, sugar is a little bit different than carbon dioxide and water because what goes in is always different than what comes out in a chemical equation. Let's do 2 sample problems here, and then you'll be on your own. Sample problem 1. It says, circle the ingredients or reactants of thread. Well, we know that on the left-hand side, those are always our ingredients, so we'll circle that with red. Then it says, number 2, circle the products with blue. Well, the products are what we make, and what we make is always on the right-hand side, so we'll circle that with blue. Number 3 says, circle the energy with green. Well, the energy is always represented by an arrow. Finally, number 4, it says the ingredients are different than the products, true or false. Well, I've got C6H12O6, or sugar, going in, plus oxygen, but when it comes out, we don't have sugar anymore, we have water and we have carbon dioxide. So in this case, this is obviously false. True, excuse me. Finally, how many oxygens are there in H2O? Well, in H2O, we have an H with a 2 by it. That means we have 2 hydrogens. But the O is all by itself. So whenever there's a number or a letter all by itself, it means there's one of them. So in this case, there's 1. Let's try one last question. Let's look at sample problem number 2. It says circle the ingredients. Well, hopefully by now you know that we have to circle this with red, and our ingredients are always on the correct left-hand side. So circle with red. Now the products, or what we're making, is on the other side. In this case, it's ammonia. So number 3 says circle the energy with green. Where's the energy? Do you remember? Yep, it's the arrow. And then 4 says ingredients are different than the products, true or false? Well, our ingredients were nitrogen and hydrogen. But that's not what comes out. When it comes out, it's ammonia. So this would be true. They are different than what went in. Finally, how many nitrogens are there in an N2? The correct answer would be 2. Well, good luck with the last 3 problems. Finish them up. And when you're all done, bring them in. If you have any questions, we can go over it before you retake your test. Good luck.